Hey all, welcome to today's video, and today I've got something new and exciting for you. If you remember back to my first video that I ever did, when I did that video, I said that I'm starting with DoorDash, Uber Eats, and GrubHub, and then I was going to be expanding into other things. I wanted the three to be my foundation because that's what I'm really good at and that's what I know. And I really wanted to get some great lessons and some great content out there about those three platforms because I want to make sure you guys are making all the money that you and your family deserve, making that $25 to $30 an hour that I always talk about. Well, we've turned over a new leaf. In one of my last videos, I told you that I had signed up and gotten on Instacart. And actually yesterday, I went out there and I took my very first delivery and had my very first day taking 2 deliveries for Instacart. And I kind of wanted to go over with you how my day went and how things were with my first 2 Instacart orders. So I want to get into that topic with you today so that if you're thinking about going with Instacart, that you can have an idea of what to expect out the gate. The first thing I'd like to do is I'd like to ask you to subscribe to my channel. If you have watched 3 or more of my videos, that means that you kind of like my content, so go ahead and hit that subscribe button so that you can see on Tuesdays, Fridays, and Sundays when my new videos come out, so you never miss them. Also would like to ask you to like this video. The more likes I get, the more people will see me on YouTube, because that's the way YouTube works. If you know anyone at all that could use the content that I provide to do better for them and their families, please feel free to share my content and share my videos with other people too. So with that, let's get into the topic. The first thing I want to say is that my first couple of deliveries with Instacart were kind of bad. Bottom line, they were just kind of bad. And I fully expected that in starting on Instacart, and here's why. I've talked to you a lot in my videos about DoorDash, Uber Eats, and GrubHub, that when you're first starting out, you're really going to have to take some lessons. You're going to have to learn your marketplace. You're going to have to learn the apps and find out how to make them work best for you in your marketplace. That holds true with Instacart too. And since it was my first time doing Instacart, I completely expected that I was not going to have a very good day. And so let's get a little bit into the numbers, and I want to talk to you about what I did. My first order was $8.88, and that order was for about 2.3 miles, which is really good. It was for 9 items. It was from a Walgreens. I'll throw it up here on the screen so that you can see it. I didn't snapshot my second one, just kind of wanted to give you an idea of what it looks like. And this is the first screen that you see when you accept an order. So my second one was $19.02, and that was going about 2.5 miles. So overall, my dollars to mile are very, very strong. Next, I want to show you kind of what happens once you've actually accepted that order on Instacart and how things are put out for you so that you can make sure that you're doing everything correctly and to make sure that you know that what you're doing. So once you get that or you accept that, they're called a batch on Instacart. When you pick up a request, it's called a batch. So once you accept that batch, here is what happens next, and I'm going to throw it up on the screen for you. The first thing that comes up is it has a screen that says head to the store, and you can actually navigate to the store. And one thing I want you to pay attention to is it says that there are 9 items and 9 units on this order. The difference between items and units are this. The 9 items, that is going to be the total different things that you're going to have to pick up. However, The units could be higher, and the reason this is because you might have 9 items. You are actually possibly going to have to pick up 2, 3, 4, 10, or 12, or so on for those items. So you might actually have a lot more units than the number of items. I found this out in my second order, and it was a total of 34 items, and it was like 57 units because there was multiples of many of the items in the order. So that's what the difference is. So basically you just head to the store and then you click on the start shopping, and that'll take you to the next screen. What comes up next is it's basically a list of the different items that you need to pick up. If you've done any of the pickups from Walgreens or CVS or from Meijer on DoorDash, it's very, very similar. It gives you an this is what the item is. It shows you the picture, and it shows you the quantity that you need to get of each of those. So that's what the shopping list is. Next on this screen, once you click on that item from that shopping list, this is the next screen that comes up, and it shows you again a picture of it. It gives you a description of it, and it shows you the quantity that you need to pick up. Now, once you have got that item, you click on the button at the bottom that says Found Item, and then the next thing that you actually do once you hit that button is it's going to ask you to scan the barcode for that item so they can verify that it is the correct one. Now, once you have done that, if there are multiple items, it verifies that you picked up the number of items that are requested. So if we take a look at this Good Humor strawberry shortcake, let's say the customer wanted 3 of these. So you click on Found Item, you scan the barcode, the next screen is going to say, hey, make sure you have 3 of them. So you put 3 in, and you click to add those to your picked items. Now, once you are all done checking or picking up the items for the order, then the next thing that you do is you go to the checkout. And what this is basically like on DoorDash, it gives you a screen that says you're ready to check out, and then you head to the register. Once you have scanned all the items and you get the receipt, it's going to ask you to take a photo of that receipt, just like on any of the other apps, DoorDash, Uber Eats, and GrubHub. Whenever you pay with the card that you have got to make sure that you take a picture of that photo, receipt for them. Now, once you've done that and you're back out to your vehicle, I've blacked out the name and the address on the screen, but it says deliver to the name, and under residential, it gives you the full address. And you can click on the navigate button, and that'll take you to the map where it will guide you, just like on DoorDash, Uber Eats, and GrubHub. And then you confirm the arrival, and then after that you say the items are delivered. So that's kind of what the screens are in Instacart and what you need to do. So next I want to talk to you a little bit about my day on Instacart, the 2 deliveries that I took, and kind of what happened during those deliveries, so that you can get an idea of what to expect when you're first starting on the platform. As I said, it was a Tuesday yesterday, and for some reason, Uber Eats and GrubHub and DoorDash were kind of really slow on me, so that's kind of why I decided to try the Instacart thing out, just so I could do something with my time, because I wasn't getting a whole lot of orders. It was a slow day. As I've said in many of my other videos, you're going to have good days, you're going to have bad days. It happens. So I jumped on Instacart and took these. I was actually active for a total of almost 2 hours, and I made $27.90. If you remember back to when I talked about when I first was doing food delivery, I said I was averaging about $15 an hour when I started. Then I learned how to do it, got myself up to that $25 to $30 an hour that I always talk about. So I fully expected this to happen when I was doing my first deliveries, and I took a lot of lessons in, and I kind of want to talk to you about what happened. The first order, it was kind of straight cut and straightforward. I've done Walgreens and CVS orders a lot on DoorDash, so I knew what to expect. And that's kind of why I picked the Walgreens order first on Instacart, because I've already kind of been in that situation with DoorDash. And for the most part, everything went smooth and everything went okay. I was probably about 4 miles from the pickup and then about 2.5 miles to the drop off, and so my dollars to mile really sucked. It probably took me a total of about a half an hour to drive there, do the shopping, pay for it, take it to the customer, and get it dropped off. So I made $8.88 in about a half an hour. The second one that I decided to take is I kind of wanted to see how the grocery pickup, an actual grocery store pickup, went on Instacart. And they gave me the one for $19.02. It was only going about 2.3 miles, and actually I was pretty close to the Aldi's to pick up that order. Well, the problems didn't start until I actually got into the grocery store to start shopping. The way I did it myself was I just looked at the things I was really familiar with and got those out of the way first, and then I kind of started looking at the things that I wasn't too familiar with and wasn't right where I thought that they would be. And one thing about Aldi's is they kind of have everything everywhere. They have like cookies in multiple locations. They have like snacks, bags of chips and that in multiple locations, and they don't kind of have everything set up in the same place in the store. So my first lesson is I'm going to really have to learn the layout and learn where things are in the grocery store if I want to get in and out as quickly as possible. The second lesson I learned was the number of items compared to the number of units. On this particular order, it said 34 items, and I thought 34 items for $19 wasn't a bad deal, and especially given the miles that I had to drive to drop it off weren't that far. However, when it came to units, there was about 57 different units out of that 34 items. As I said, the number of items are the number of things that you actually have to get. The number of units are the quantity of those items that you have to get. So by time I got done, my shopping cart, and if you've ever been to Aldi, you know their shopping carts are huge, but my shopping cart was just jam-packed full of things. And this took a long time to fill up. And it also took a long time to check out because there were so many items. Also, with Aldi's, they don't bag the groceries. They scan them, they throw them into a cart, and it is your responsibility to bag those groceries up. They don't give you bags. I had to hunt around the store. Literally, the cashier told me there's boxes around the store, and I literally had to go back out into the grocery area and find boxes. And because there were so many items, I had to find a few boxes to be able to package up the stuff that I was going to deliver. Once I got the order into my truck, it wasn't too bad. It was actually 2 cases of water, and it ended up being 3 pretty large boxes just full of all this crap that this customer ordered. And the delivery, the drop-off works very similar to the food platforms. And I was glad that it was over. It took me literally about an hour and 20 minutes to do the whole delivery from start to finish, and most of the time was wasted in the store trying to find the items that I needed to find. So what my takeaway was from these 2 deliveries is, number one, I want to be really close to a store when I accept a request on Instacart, because the dollars to mile are very important, just like they are in food delivery. The second lesson that I took away from this is I'm probably going to decline anything that's from Aldi unless it's a very small order because of the way the store is laid out and how you have to hunt down for similar items in different areas in the store. So I will go to a store that I know, like Kroger or Meijer or something like that, where the items are all laid out in the aisles together. If they are similar items, all the chips are in one place, all the cookies are in one place, all the canned goods are in one place. And this is not the way it works at Aldi, and I probably will not accept any more Aldi orders from Instacart. The third thing that I took away from this is I'm going to pay very close attention to the number of units and the number of items, because if the number of items is, let's say, 20, but it shows that there's 80 units, that's not for me, and I'm not going to take it because that's just too much stuff. So I'm glad that I had this this lesson from Instacart, and it kind of started getting me to understand a little bit more about it. And I'm probably going to have to get out there and take some more lessons and have some more bad deliveries, what I consider bad deliveries. And what I mean by bad deliveries is too much time and too many miles and not enough profit. So I'm going to have to learn myself how to be profitable on Instacart, just like I talked to you guys about when it comes to the food delivery. You have got to know your app, you have got to know your marketplace, and you have got to know how to do it to be profitable out there. So what is your takeaway from today's video? I encourage you always to look for multiple ways to bring income in for you and your family, and look for multiple gigs. So again, I talked about another video. What if one of them goes south on you? You have something in your back pocket to make sure that you can keep that income coming in if something were to happen on one of the platforms that you work. You don't know what's going to happen, and you could get off of it anytime without any prior knowledge. So always have a backup plan. And I'm not going to say whether I recommend Instacart or not yet. I've still got to get out there and learn how to do it to make money. So I'll probably put out some more videos on Instacart that kind of shows you what I've learned and kind of teaches you what I know, so that if you decide to go on Instacart, that you can be profitable too. So I hope you liked today's video. My first day with Instacart was horrible, but I completely expected it to be horrible because I know that I've got to learn what to do on in-app when I first start using it. So with that, I'm going to ask you to subscribe to my channel, and I'm going to ask for you to like this video. And if you know anyone at all that can use the content that I put out there, please share my videos with them. And with that, I'm going to say thanks.